most important storytelling advice I've ever received. A client asked me a question the other day. It was really wise. They said, "What's the most important advice that you've ever been given or that you've learned?" And she asked me that as a producer and as a storyteller. And I said, that's really interesting because that makes me think of more than one person that I've worked with. And each one of them has a very distinct point of view. So I want to begin with probably the most influential person for me when it comes to business and storytelling. And that would be Haim Saban, spelled Haim, last name Saban. If you watch the Academy Awards, you'll notice that the Motion Picture Academy of Arts and Sciences is in the Saban building, and it's noted as the Saban Motion Picture Academy of Arts and Sciences Museum. And if you live in LA, you would see many buildings with the Saban name. And he's quite known as being one of the most successful businessmen, probably in the entertainment industry, and perhaps one of the most in the country and in the world. From Haim, I'd say two key things. The first, surprisingly, wasn't about money. The first was love what you do. Because he said if you love what you do, you won't mind all the hours that it's going to take and all the effort it's going to take to do it. So he said, love what you do. The second thing he said was learn the economics. And in storytelling, that translates to distribution, which is who's going to be collecting the money for what you do, and where will what you do be seen, and who controls that? Because whoever controls that controls your content. He made it his business to learn and understand that, and to have a powerful position in that world. I also worked with another amazing producer named Edgar Sherrick. Edgar created Wild World of Sports for ABC. He also did Woody Allen's, some of his first movies, some of Meryl Streep's first movies, including Mrs. Soffel. And I got the pleasure of working with Edgar Sherrick while he was working on a miniseries called The Kennedys of Massachusetts. That miniseries was based on the book by Doris Kearns Goodwin. Doris is heralded as one of the greatest writers of our time. And she tackles very dense and difficult subjects like the Kennedys. And what Edgar taught me, and he used to say this all the time, if it's not on the page, it's not on the stage. So he would say again, if it's not on the page, it's not on the stage. Meaning, if it's not in your script, it's not going to come alive any other way. It's not going to show up later. So if you don't read it, if you don't have it in that screenplay, then you don't have it. And Edgar, who has now passed, had tremendous respect for writers. Writers were everything to him. I worked for him in New York as what was then called his D-girl in development. And I would learn and read whatever books were going to be published because he loved to do projects based on top-selling and well-known books and novels, whether they were true or not true, fiction or nonfiction. Edgar had a complex story mind, and he wasn't afraid to tackle difficult subjects. From Edgar, I learned the respect for the written word and for the brilliant author. And he taught me to go after that. Don't shy away. So if you have something, and I was at the time working on a project which did become a movie for Showtime, he said to me, honey, you can try and do the draft, but when it comes to it, you go get a great writer. I'm Susan Cooper, producer gal. I love storytelling. If you're interested in working with me one-on-one, apply for a call. My link is in the bio.